Piccolo's quarter circle forward plus S makes him shoot a homing projectile that tracks towards the opponent. Holding the S button makes the orb bigger at the cost of speed. This version is really good for placing on the enemy's wake up in the corner. This makes it impossible for your opponent to mash any button on wake up and limits mobility since the orb explodes as soon as they wake up. This also lets your assistant recover since the game thinks you're giving your opponent an opportunity to breathe. However, since the orb has Ki Blast properties, it can be Superdash through. This can be troublesome if you don't properly show to the enemy that doing this is a huge risk. So how do you show this off? There are only two types of wake ups you can do while being Orb Oki from a sliding knockdown state, Uptech and Downtech. Since there are only two options, it's possible to see how the enemy woke up and react accordingly. If they Downtech, you can meet it with 5L into a string of your desired choice. The 5L will beat Superdash and can lead into a hit confirmed if they take the hit. My favorite is 5L into 5M because the 5M will let me easily hit confirm. 4LL is also a fantastic choice for this and lets you start offense with more options. If they Uptech, you can chase with JL into a desired string to drag them out or to hit confirm. My favorite string is to do an option select, JL, Dragon Rush, Dragon Rush. This makes it really easy to hit confirm on a hit, or to drag someone down on block. Two other strings you can do is JL, Dragon Rush into confirm or more pressure, and JL, JM into confirm with 2H or go into more pressure with delayed JH. As a side note, if you're fighting GT Goku or Krillin, the first two strings can sometimes whiff if you don't react fast enough to the Uptech. If the enemy is now respecting you, you can go in for mix-ups, sometimes go for cross-ups when the orb pulls the character out of the corner, stagger pressure, even getting Superdash plus assist mix basically for free. What options do your opponent have in this scenario? In DVFZ, everything has a counter, even Orb Oki. So let's run down the defensive options that can be used here. Superdash. While I have shown that Superdash can be beaten out pretty easily, it's still a defensive move your opponent can do when they read you're gonna try to overextend, or they suspect you're autopiloting your Oki. So just be careful here, because this is still a strong option. Reflect is also another option. Your opponent can reflect away the orb and try to challenge afterwards. However, if you don't go for your grounded meaty, they will have to know how to properly reflect away the orb on wake up. If they don't, then they will whiff the reflect and you can get a free punish. You can also challenge this with the anti-reflect string. You can also start your offense with really fast recovery strings like 4LL and try to react to the situation. Guard cancel is also a very strong option they have. In this version, you have to worry about this option in both the ground and the air. Depending on what string you do, you can be exposed to it. This is why it's very important to vary your options here. The ground version, you can fight this how you would normally counter guard cancel. In the case of air guard cancel, all three strings that I have listed have moments of weaknesses to this mechanic. This is why it's a good habit to change how you drag your opponent down to the ground, so it makes your opponent feel like air guard canceling is not a good choice to make. There's also now Vanish guard cancel. This one's a little bit rough, but not impossible to beat. If you're caught off guard by this, you can simply vanish back for a bar and return to a scramble situation. Do avoid blocking this situation, as this is not the same as solo guard cancel because your opponent, instead of recovering, is going to be plus on block. However, this situation is the same as blocking Vanish, so the same rules of frame data is applied based on how the Vanish was blocked. You can also leave stagger gaps to punish with an anti-air or anything invul. Reversals, such as DPs, armor, level 1 reversals, and level 3. Since you're not safe jumping in this version of Oki, you're pretty exposed to these defensive tools. For most of these, the best thing you can do is nothing, and bait out these options. Usually what will happen is Orb will stay on your opponent and explode before they can recover, or you'll simply block the reversal and you can punish him. A good amount of the level 1 reversals can actually be reacted against with Vanish or level 3. But of course, there are some stronger against the situation. These all can be baited, of course. One of the weirder ones is UI Goku's level 1. If you don't meaty him on wake up, he technically reverses a Ki Blast, so it puts him in a state of triggering the counter without grabbing you. You can punish this with a 2H. There is also wake up reversals that Videl and Frieza have. These are actually very easy to bait, even if you're not trying to, based on the offense you do on wake up. Since you're looking for tech, a lot of the time you will actually not be doing anything, so you can easily block and then the orb will make them explode. There are some reversals that remove the orb, even if you block against them. This can be dealt with by making a whiff or getting ready to appropriately punish on block. Or in the case of Golden Frieza, get ready for the situation afterwards. Finally, anti-Ki Blast moves. There are some characters in the cast that have moves that reflect Ki Blast frame 1. This can be a problem if you're too slow on reacting on how they wake up. However, all of these moves are beaten by strike attacks, so as long as you're quick on the draw, you'll beat them out. Some characters have very unique kills on defense, so let's go over them. UI Goku's Unrestrained Will. This one can be fought with an option select. On Downtech you can do 5L 4M, and on AirTech you can do JL 4M. These strings will specifically target Unrestrained Will. On block, you can just continue your pressure. On hit, you can hit confirm. When UI does Unrestrained Will, the L attack will whiff, making Piccolo not cancel into his M button and block instead. UI Goku can fight this, but they need to know specific answers to target this OS. Master Roshi's unique Super Dashes. Dealing with Uptech SD is the same as regular Super Dash, but Masterful Leap is a bit different. If you're actually trying to react to his wake up options, Masterful Leap can jump out of the Oki situation, since you're delaying your ground meaty to look for Uptech. However, this is beaten by trying your best to react faster or hard reading ground tech. You can also beat this option by reacting to ground tech with Super Dash plus assist rather a button, however awkward that might sound. However, if Roshi knows how to properly reflect Orb on wake up, they can get a 2H punish from this. You can mostly cover both techs with Super Dash, however, it might have awkward clashes with his air Super Dash, and you're very exposed to his armored DP. This character is the most you will probably have to RPS in my opinion, since he has the most defensive options in this scenario. The job is of course to make him feel like you're 2 steps ahead of them. Last one is Videl. Her options actually used to be very limited in this situation. Her Saiyaman reversal gets beaten out for projectiles, so Orb has you covered. Her dodge used to not do anything to Orb, and all she basically had was her DP level 3. But now successful spot dodge can just lead into DP. However, if you do nothing in this situation, she's still technically got a successful spot dodge, so you can't really punish her because she recovers really quick. This gives her more RPS options in this situation. However, this also means that they have to know how to dodge Orb on wake up. If they don't and you do nothing, they will whiff the dodge and you can get a free punish. Alright. This situation is very powerful and makes the opponent engage in RPS that is different from the standard wake up game. Even though I listed some countermeasures your opponent can do, you are still in the driver's seat of this situation, making it very powerful. And I think that's all. And thank you for... Dumbass! What the f...
Let's get some see tonight.